Hi, Samantha Richards here again. Let's talk about the different styles of speaking. The first one that I'm going to talk about and give a very brief overview of why we use it is the informative speech. The purpose is to share factual, reliable information that you have acquired through research. It's designed to instruct your audience when you want them to learn a new skill, understand more about a topic, or learn a new subject. Examples of an informative speech include lectures from a teacher or perhaps a press conference. There are 4 categories to an informative speech. They are speech about objects, processes, events, and concepts. So you do need to be able to understand all of those elements to be able to structure a really good informative speech. The other style of speaking is the persuasive, which is often used in conjunction with the informative speech. The persuasive speech attempts to move the audience to action or to change their views or behaviors. So what you need to do, even before you write your persuasive speech, is to select 1 or maybe 2 of the primary methods for persuasive speaking. They are ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos appeals to the audience's ethics or morals. Pathos are appeals to people's emotions. And logos are appeals to the audience's intellect or logic. So to write a persuasive speech, you need to know your audience, know your goals, and what your call to action is going to be. For example, is it to stop littering? Is it to buy your service or product? And that mixed with the informative speech can be very powerful. The next speech is the inspirational speech, and this is one that I often use when I'm actually out delivering speeches, when I'm talking about parts of my life story. The inspirational speech usually asks the listener to reach their goals, to live to their ideals, or reach their highest potential. These types of speeches actually pull on the heartstrings of the audience. Overcoming adversity is an example of an inspirational speech. So if you're going to do an inspirational speech, you need to look at the 4 whys. Why this subject? Why you? Why now? And why this audience? The inspirational speech is designed to encourage your audience to start re-evaluating their own lives or their own ideals or reach that ideal, but to no longer procrastinate if they are procrastinators, for example. And you can use the inspirational speech with persuasive. That's not an unusual thing to do, because sometimes I've created an inspirational speech with a persuasive element for a call to action. You can use informative as well, so you can incorporate those 3. And some people even add the entertaining speech. Now, a lot of people mistake entertaining with being comedians. And I can tell you this, I'm actually really not very funny unless I'm not trying, and then I can have people laughing. But if I make an effort to make people laugh, trust me, I fall flat on my face, it doesn't work. I do have a really mischievous side to myself. I'm playful, but if I try, forget it. It's just not going to happen. So an entertaining speech is about literally keeping your audience entertained. So it can be making them smile, or they're loving what you're saying. It's exactly what the word says. It's a crowd pleaser. So when you do an entertaining speech, you really need to have fun with your subject. Keep it optimistic, uncomplicated, and lively. But occasionally chuck in maybe 1 serious point. You take the audience on a little journey before you have them smiling, or hopefully rip-roaring laugh. But sometimes even comedians fall flat on their face. Just ask any of them, they'll tell you they've bombed out. So it's all about entertaining and keeping the crowd pleased. They're having fun. Once you've decided what type of speech you want to do, or whether you're going to use more than 1, that's when you start looking at structuring the speech. You can use transitions, bridges, signposts to take your audience on the journey. Transitions and bridges are words, phrases, or sentences that move us through our ideas. Signposts tell people where you're headed. Spotlights alert people that something important is coming. When you've created your speech, you'll have the body, the middle, make sure you stick to the points of 3, and that is what you're wanting to talk about. And of course you can have little sub-points, but don't over bombard your listeners. So although you can't please everyone, you actually want to please the majority. Remember, when you're delivering speeches, it's not about you, it's about your audience. And the closing of your speech leaves your audience members with absolutely no doubt about what you would like them to do with the information that you've provided. Examples of a good closing are the summary of the points that you made, an unmistakable petition or call to action. So don't forget that when you're delivering your speeches, or you're beginning the process of writing your speeches, to decide which category they fit in, or whether you're going to use more than one category, whether you're using Ethos, Pathos or Logos, make sure it's clear. And make sure you use transitions, signposts and spotlights to take your audience on the journey. Take care, look after yourself,